Hi students, continuation of safety measures. We are seeing section 29. Now coming to the section 30. Section 30 talks about revolving machinery. That is, to come across with this picture, all the machines which are being shown in this document talks about machines which are all been revolving when the machine is in the operation. Then the speed indicating has to be given notice under these sections, and that the process of grinding is being carried out in the machinery means it has to be permanently fixed it to a place near each machine, and notice indication of maximum safe working reference speed of every grinding stone. For example, any raw material is being converted into a product, then that revolving machineries is being involved in that process. During that process, what they have to do is proper notice indications has to be maintained in the near that revolving machineries. Accordingly, they can go with that speed limit or that wheel motions which have been maintained, that is diameter of pulley upon such shaft, spindle, or where the wheel is being mounted. These are all has to be maintained. That is vessels, case, gasket, flywheel, disc, which are being provided inside the revolving machinery should not exceed the power limit according to the section 30. Then coming to this factory, that is next section, that is pressure plant. That is, if you see this picture, you can able to notice the pressure points of the atmospheric pressures which has to be maintained in any plant or machinery, which should not exceed. The safe working pressure of such plants or machinery should not be exceeded. It has to be maintained properly in the pressure plant. That is what which has to be given. That is, state government make rules providing for the examination and testing of any plant. Such is being referred to this pressure plants, which has to be properly maintained in a factory. Then coming to this next section, which talks about floor strains and means of access. That is, within the factory, as we said in the health measures itself, it has to be properly maintained with cleaning of floors. The same has to be maintained under safety measures also. Because of that not maintaining, nothing has to happen to the workers in the form of slippery floors or not properly been drained the surfaces which people are moving over the surfaces, and reasonable practicability, maintaining of safe means of access to every place at which any person at any time required to work to be maintained in the factory. That is what flow strains and means of access is being given, which we already said in that safety measure, that is we said as cleanliness, but according to section of 32 also it talks about it has to be properly maintained with without causing any person's slip due to of this flows or strains. Then coming to this next section, pit, sumps, opening in flows, etc. also has to be that is a fixing of vessels, sump or whatever it be, the depth, situation, construction or contents, whatever that source of danger shall be, either securely covered or fenced. For example, if you see sump is not properly been closed, then maybe it is having a chances of any person who can fell into the sump. That has to be properly fenced or covered under section 33. That is what this 33 section talks about. Then coming to this excessive weight. When we talk about this section, excessive weight, no person shall be employed in a factory to lift, carry or move any load so heavy to cause him injury. As we are seeing in this picture, that heavy load, if it is being excessive weight is being carried out by any person, means they have to go with the machineries which is being used as in the form of lift or hoist or whatever it is being shown in the picture. That type of machines has to be used and they are going with the excessive weights. Then coming to the 35 section, protection of eyes. In any manufacturing process which involves risk of injury to the eyes from particles or fragments thrown off in the course of the process means, then proper safeguard goggles shall be provided for the protection of persons employed on or in the immediate vicinity of the process, because if this is not being given, then it may affect the eyes of the workers. If you come across with these pictures, you can able to understand the safety glasses being used for the welding and particular type of processing. If you come across, this is a compulsory safety measure which has to be given to the workers in process. Then coming to that section 36, proper precautions against dangerous fumes, gases has to be followed. That is, for example, any pit, pipe, flue, that is a confined space, what we can call it in factory. If it is human interference is being allowed inside the dangerous, that is that to that confined space, then only the person is being allowed to go inside the confined space, which we can say it as a chamber or any gas, fume, vapor or dust is likely to present to such an extent which involves risk to a person being overcome in that particular place. Then precautions has to be taken by the people who have been involved, otherwise no person shall be required or allowed to that confined space. A certification in writing has been given by a competent person, that is space is reasonable free from dangerous gas, fumes. That is, if you say this competent person, maybe he can be called as inspector, he has to give that nothing will affect the worker when he is being going inside the confined space. That is what is proper certification has to be given by the competent authority also. when a person is being involved in types of confined space, or why? Because such person is wearing suitable breathing apparatus and a belt securely attached to a rope, the free end of which he is held by a person outside the confined space, has to be provided when that is, human interface is being involved. A human representation is being required in that particular confined space, means then proper precautions has to be provided, and then it can go inside the premises. Then coming to this continuation of the same section, the person, whoever going inside, like if you see, portable electric light is being used by the person who is going inside the confined space. The person who is going to use the portable electric light, that capacity of that portable electric light should not exceed 24 volts voltage of power regarding the usage of electric light. This is also has to be maintained by the people who have been involved in that confined space. Coming to this section 37, as we have come across with the accident of the LG polymers factory, also maybe proper effect one enclosure of the plant or machinery in the process is not being used, maybe the explosive of this inflammable dust is being happened to the people who are being involved in the process. That is, wherever the explosive or inflammable dust gas is being involved in a factory, in any manufacturing process, means proper practicable measures shall be taken to prevent such explosive. Maybe this is the area where that proper precautions has not been followed, that explosion has been taken care. That is, wherever the accumulation of this gas or fume is being involved, it has to be properly removed, or preventive actions has to be taken when they have been going in the process of ignition of these gas items. This is what also is being given under section 37. If an explosive item is being involved in a manufacturing process, if the enclosure of the plant or machinery is being used in the process, and they has to maintain with effective enclosure of all possible sources of ignition. In coming to this 38, as we come across this type of fire extinguishers in any kind of organizations, in any room, this is a precautionary measure which can be taken to avoid the that is, to save means of escape from fire when it been effects out of the spread of fire internally and externally in a factory. That is, it has to be maintained properly by the management, and the inspector is having all the rights to regard the nature of the work carried out, and he can instruct the people also to do that. Then coming to this 39, as we said, the powers of the inspector, the same is being given in this section. That is, power to require specifications or defective parts of test of stability, which can be tested by the inspector in the factory in any case. Then coming to this 40, safety of building and machinery is also the rights of the powers of the inspector to ask with the occupiers. Within that section 40 and 40b, maintenance of buildings and safety officer, if the limit of work is being exceeded to more than 1000.